The Engineering Leadership Institute, teachers of the Engineering Competency Model. Engineers already know how to do great works in the world. The Engineering Leadership Institute teaches engineers what is really important, how to be in the world. In 1955, the Journal of Engineering Education published the summary of the report on the evaluation of engineering education, most commonly known as the Grinter Report. The Grinter Report contained the following recommendations. Engineering education should focus on hard sciences and mathematics and humanistic and social sciences. Approximately one-fifth of engineering curricula should consist of the study of humanistic and social sciences. However, when given the opportunity to provide feedback on the report, engineering industry representatives recommended engineering education should focus solely on hard sciences and mathematics, and the engineering industry would teach the humanistic and social sciences through on-the-job training. What impacts did the Grinter Report have on engineering education and the engineering industry? Based upon the feedback from the engineering industry, the final recommendations in the Grinter Report shifted engineering education towards the hard sciences and away from the social sciences. The report raised the bar for engineering faculty standards, requiring faculty members to have PhDs, perform ongoing research, and be published in scholarly journals. The Grinter Report fundamentally changed the trajectory of engineering education and the engineering industry, focusing academia almost exclusively upon the hard sciences, and shifted the responsibility of teaching social sciences onto the engineering industry. Theoretically, the agreement between academia and industry would produce well-rounded engineers with a balance of hard and soft skills. What has emerged is a conspicuous absence of soft skills in both entry-level and practicing engineers, mostly because the engineering industry didn't come through with their end of the bargain. In 1974, Robert Pirsig wrote Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, widely regarded as the apex of an inquiry and philosophical examination of quality. Commonly referred to as Pirsigian quality, this, along with the works of Hubert Dreyfus, lay the foundation for the instructional framework of the Engineering Leadership Institute. Classical and romantic quality comprise the basis of the Pirsigian quality model. Classical quality, where the hard sciences live, can be understood as how it is made, or essentially what it is. Romantic quality, where the social sciences reside, can be understood as how we interpret it. Pirsig asserts it is the relationship an individual has, the marriage, so to speak, of classical and romantic quality that creates an opportunity. The opportunity is emergent transcendence. The transcendence is the opportunity for the advanced to become the expert practitioner, where true quality emerges. This is true quality. What Pirsig calls craftsmanship, what Dreyfus calls virtuosity, and what the Chinese philosopher Deng Ming Dao calls uninhibited spontaneity. Let's examine the typical path of the practitioner in the engineering industry. In accordance with current academic and industry standards, an engineer begins their path with the acquisition of scientific or hard skills through completing college and proceeds directly into engineering practice. The gap emerges from the lack of social sciences in nearly every engineering curriculum. The Engineering Leadership Institute was created to fill that gap, to complete the first two legs of the Pirsigian quality model through the teaching of soft or professional skills. The building of competencies in both hard and soft skills is what we refer to as the general capacity of the practitioner. In July of 2015, the United States Department of Labor's Education and Training Administration, in collaboration with the American Association of Engineering Societies, introduced the Engineering Competency Model. Competency is defined as a cluster of related knowledge, skills, and abilities that affects a major part of one's job, that correlates with the performance on the job, can be measured against well-accepted standards, and can be improved through training, development, and experience. According to the Engineering Competency Model, Tiers 1 through 3 represent the soft and work readiness skills most employers demand. Each tier covers a different group of skill competencies. Tiers 1 through 3 consist of personal effectiveness, academic, and workplace competencies, and are the initial focus of the course content being built by the Engineering Leadership Institute. The Engineering Leadership Institute's curriculum will consist of video trainings, be internet-based, and housed within the Horizon Learning Management System, or LMS. The LMS will offer a high level of functionality for practitioners who enroll in the curriculum, including initial skill competency assessment, tracking of course and tier completion, tracking of time spent taking the courses, and micro-certifications in the form of digital badging. Upon entry into the curriculum, in this case Tier 1, the practitioner will take an assessment to determine the practitioner's skill competencies and will return the coursework to be completed. Upon completion of the coursework, the practitioner will then take a reassessment to determine if the required competencies have been attained. It should be noted the practitioner may retake the courses and reassess as many times as necessary to attain the competencies required for digital badging. Upon successful completion of the tier coursework, digital badging will be awarded at the appropriate ability level. The digital badging will be housed in the practitioner's individual account in the LMS and can be made available to existing and potential employers and state organizations that require professional development hours for professional licensure. The coursework is based upon the beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert ability levels. In the context of the engineering industry, these abilities are referred to as technician, manager, executive, and owners, principals, and CEOs. The coursework for each of the tiers and ability levels in the Engineering Competency Model is based upon the following instructional framework. The beginner or technician will learn the features of the situations associated with each of the segments of the tiers. Basic rules will be learned, so when situational features are encountered, the technician can apply those rules to the situation. Knowledge and skill competency is also gained through on-the-job training, help, collaboration, and guidance from their manager. The intermediate or manager establishes the basic rules and develops instructional maxims, in other words, rules of thumb, and teaches these maxims to the technicians under his or her guidance. Knowledge and skill competency is also learned through on-the-job training, minimal help from executives, and collaboration with executives and technicians. The advanced or executive knows and understands the organizational culture and is willing to take risks based on his or her experience moving through the ranks of technician and manager. The executive has the ability to facilitate decision-making and resolve complicated situations. The executive focuses upon broad organizational and professional issues and refines his or her skill competencies through daily practice and collaboration with owners, principals, and CEOs, and managers. The expert owner, principal, or CEO demonstrates mastery through consistent excellence in the application of his or her skills across all competency and ability levels, grounded in extensive experience responding to a myriad of situations. The owner, principal, or CEO has the ability to apply intense concentration and make quick and precise decisions on the fly, what Persig calls craftsmanship, what Dreyfus calls virtuosity, and what Ming Dao calls uninhibited spontaneity. The initial target markets for the Engineering Leadership Institute consist of the following: practitioners who don't see their job as a career, but rather a practice, constantly being improved and honed through a lifelong learning journey. Practitioners needing to satisfy professional licensure requirements, seeking professional development hours. Practitioners who are committed to excellence and are seeking to transcend from the advanced to the expert. In other words, individuals who are seeking craftsmanship, virtuosity, and uninhibited spontaneity, in essence, seekers of true quality. Larger firms may wish to purchase the entire or portions of the Engineering Leadership Institute coursework to make available to their staff engineers for the purposes of lifelong learning, licensure compliance, a commitment to excellence, or more importantly, to improve the bottom line. The Engineering Leadership Institute will also provide custom-designed service packages for engineering firms based upon the needs of the firm determined through gap analysis, quantification of key performance indicators, strategic planning, and the collaborative creation of SMART goals and associated custom training curricula. Subsequent to the successful launch for the trainings and the LMS for Tiers 1 through 3 of the Engineering Competency Model, the Engineering Leadership Institute will bring the general capacity and true quality framework to the top 3 tiers of the Engineering Competency Model. The top 3 tiers of the Engineering Competency Model are discipline-specific. Being founded by civil engineers, the Engineering Leadership Institute will create the coursework for the civil engineering discipline. We anticipate hiring subject matter experts, or SMEs, to create, teach, and administer the coursework for other engineering disciplines in the top 3 tiers. In conclusion, the Engineering Leadership Institute is creating a comprehensive competency-based training model to fill the gap of professional or soft skills in the engineering industry and to build the engineer of the future. The Engineering Leadership Institute's coursework and trainings will close the professional or soft skills gap in the engineering industry, a gap that can be traced back to the Grinter Report issued in 1955. The Engineering Leadership Institute's instructional framework and curricula introduces the general capacity concept grounded in classical and romantic quality in accordance with the Persigian quality model. The general capacity model and the instructional framework of the Engineering Leadership Institute, in conjunction with the Engineering Competency Model, will present current and future engineers with the opportunity to gain a clear understanding of the skill competencies and abilities to enter, advance, and succeed in the engineering industry. The Engineering Leadership Institute's trainings and instructional framework will provide a robust path of lifelong learning, personal development, and improvement. For engineers committed to excellence, the Engineering Leadership Institute's instructional framework, coursework, and curricula will provide a clear path to true quality in the form of craftsmanship, virtuosity, and uninhibited spontaneity in one's own practice. And finally, it is the Engineering Leadership Institute's intention to partner with the American Association of Engineering Societies and their stakeholders to work towards the goal of the general capacity, true quality instructional framework, coursework, and training curricula to become the standard for professional skills training in the engineering industry. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the Engineering Leadership Institute. If you should have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me.